Kiss kiss, bang bang, move over Vesper Lynd. There's a new Bond girl in town. Hi, I'm Gabby and welcome back to another edition of The Fragrantician, where here on this channel we just talk about perfumes. So if that's your jam on your toast, then keep on watching. Or if it's your vodka martini shaken not stirred, then keep on watching. So in today's video, it's a bit of a special edition. It's a 007 edition. Are you shaken? Are you stirred? Let's shake and stir, shall we? Because it's all about Bond girls or Bond guys. I'm doing a tag video. I'm tagging, first of all, I'm tagging Scented Snowdrops to do this video. He already did it on Instagram. I'm also tagging Jack's Beautiful You. Please do this video if you can. And I'm also tagging Chantal Tiffany. Please do this video if you can. And I'm also tagging, yes, Claude, we are also tagging the Centurion Scott. Yes, Scott. All I can say is keep your cap on, darling. So, jokes aside, let's get into the video. So, it's all about Bond girls, as I have my little pussy on my lap here. And I've chosen my 3 favourite Bond girls. The 3 that I think these perfumes will match them. So whether you are a Sean Connery lover or a Roger Moore lover or a Pierce Brosnan lover or a Daniel Craig lover or Timothy Dalton, or I forgot the other one, George Lazenby, that's it. He only appeared in one, didn't he? Although that was one of the best Bond films, on Her Majesty's Secret Service, with Tracy Bond, who he married, that was the only one that he got married to and she died. Anyway, that aside, these 3 perfumes I think match these 3 Bond girls. So let's just get into it. I feel like a Bond villain with my little cat here on my lap. Although he's not a Persian, he's a Siamese. Goodbye, Mr. Bond. About moving on. The first one I'm going to talk about is Maud Adams, who is a Swedish actress, and she appeared in the film Octopussy alongside Christina Wayborn, who played Magda, and Roger Moore, who played the 007 in 1983. And I remember going to see the film. Yes, I'm that old. I was 11, nearly 11, I suppose, at the time. And I loved Roger Moore. I think Roger Moore, to me, was the perfect Bond. Some would disagree. Some would say Sean Connery. But I think Roger Moore had the camp. And that's why I loved him. So, what would Maud Adams wear, who played Octopussy herself in the film Octopussy? Well, I've chosen Amouge Portrayal, and for a good reason. I think it depicts everything about the East. It has an Eastern vibe to it. I mean, let's face it, the bottle alone, if you can see Claude, I don't know if you can see Claude here, but the bottle alone is absolutely beautiful. It represents a palace. It's so opulent. It's set in India, and no, darling, you can't get up. No, you can't get... The actual film itself is set in India, and it is opulent and extravagant and classic and regal. And I could have chosen Shalimar, but I went with Portrayal because I think it has this tobacco vibe with jasmine, and it smells, the jasmine in this is so beautiful, and it's resinous and it's thick, and it's just, it's a stunning perfume. It's, I imagine, also in a dark club playing an illicit game together, and it's smoky and it's just alluring and inviting and absolutely captivating. This is quite a captivating scent and is much better on skin than paper. Amouage perfumes work better on skin than paper. Oh, the smell I'm getting from it, it's sweet jasmine with this tobacco leaf sweetness added to it. It is an upscale, I call it my upscale Banana Republic tobacco and tonka bean. This has this tobacco edge, but the jasmine in this shines. You have to love jasmine. This is not a blind buy. And I imagine Maud Adams from Octopussy wearing this. She has that Eastern vibe, wearing the sari and wearing this, although this wouldn't have been out at the time. Actually, Gold was the very first Amouage perfume that came out in 1983, which I do have, but that really wouldn't depict her, the character of Octopussy. So Amouage Portrayal, Octopussy in a bottle. Moving on to Vesper Lynd, played by Eva Green. Eva Green, who is a French actress. I think she was born in 1980, I think so, early 80s. What would she wear? Well, let's face it, it's a given. At the time, Eva Green was huge, and she was the face of Dior. Eva Green, Vesper Lynd, would wear Midnight Poison. Of course, I had to include this. This is an absolutely stunning orange, rose and patchouli scent. It's bewitching and beguiling, and her accent, her deep, dark, rich accent when she speaks to Daniel Craig, is just everything. She turns me on, literally. I love her. Move over Daniel Craig, Vesper Lynd, Eva Green. Yes, she is everything and more. She has this soft, naive side to her in the film, and unfortunately she is killed, and in a way which, I mean, is the worst possible way ever of drowning. But back to Eva Green, she is one of those characters that embodies Midnight Poison. She has this softness, but she has an edge, and I think Midnight Poison conveys that completely. It has soft edges and jagged edges, and soft facets and hard facets. Midnight Poison, rose, the thick scent of the rose in this is beautiful. The patchouli, the earthiness cuts through as well, and a slight tart sweetness from the orange as well. Midnight Poison, Vesper Lynd, Eva Green, Casino Royale. And finally, moving on to my most, I think this Bond girl is underrated and overlooked, and it's such a shame because she had a minor role in Skyfall with Daniel Craig in 2012, and that was Severine, played by Bérénice Lemarlot, who is a striking Eurasian woman. She is French, but she also has Asian origin as well. And I think really she played this role that enticed Daniel Craig and then was again killed. But I think she actually wanted to work alongside Javier Bardem, who is a Spanish actor, who incidentally is married to Penelope Cruz as well. And she got her wish in this film. And I chose for her The Bawd by TRNP Perfumes, which is my newest acquisition, one of my newest acquisitions. And the reason why I've chosen this is because it represents a sense of freedom in women. At the time, I think having a Eurasian actress working as a Bond girl, it really depicts this diversity. But the character herself, Severine, she was manipulated and she was used by men as a she was this high class hooker prostitute that worked in the clubs, that was this, had some sort of like an escort feel. And the Bawd represents all the harlots, all the trollops, all the cats, all the women of the night. And the reason being because it has tuberose and jasmine, and it's on a base of this musky ambrette, and it has linden blossom as well. This is an all-natural perfume, and actually when I first sprayed this perfume, my husband said to me, "What are you wearing?" He said, "I've never smelt anything like it before." I asked him if he'd liked it, if he did like it, and he said he really did like it, but he said it's such an unusual smell. It is this indolic tuberose. You have to love tuberose. You have to love white florals. And in the bygone era of the 1920s and even before that in Victorian times, when women worked on the street as prostitutes, tuberose, jasmine, all of those carnal floral scents were greatly prohibited, and if you wore that, you were associated with that. And the Bawd represents that. It represents an ode to freedom. I wanted Severine to be free. I wanted her to be free of manipulation, free of everything that Daniel Craig's villain was using her and portraying her as. She wanted out, and she thought she got out, and unfortunately she was killed because she got out. So this one, the Bawd, this tuberose-centric, this carnal, indolic, green, white, floral, combined with jasmine grandiflorium, which is completely carnal, and this linden blossom, ambrette, sandalwood and vetiver as well on this base. I wanted her to be free of that. So for Berenice Lim-Marlowe, who played Severine in Skyfall, I'm representing for her The Bawd by TRNP. And so is Claude. So, those were my 3 favourite Bond girls that I spoke about. I could have spoken about a lot more, but I just wanted to depict 3 and talk about what fragrances I think their character would wear. What do you think other Bond girls would wear? I'd love to hear your comments. Comment down below. And thank you so much for all your continued support and comments. I have to say that you just watching me ramble on about perfumes is everything. So Claude and I, if I can get him and not Claude, you there, darling? Claude and I, we will say goodbye. We will bid you farewell. Always remember, spray with gay abandon, and we'll see you in the next video. Till then, ciao bella.
Trifle overpowering your scent.